Hi everyone. Happy Monday, right? It's sometime after 9, I think. It's Monday afternoon. And I wanted just to jump on quickly cuz I received a word that really encouraged me, and I know someone else needed to hear this word as well. And especially in light of what is happening. I mean, there's a lot. If you're in Jamaica, our prime minister have recently said, back to normal, no more mandatory anything. You're pretty much free to go on as per normal. And I think for a lot of persons, I know I actually just accepted as my norm working from home, and with that a level of comfort and ease, and just having a plan and a structure in place. And I can imagine for those persons who your workplaces have said to you that you needed to go in office, there was some amount of, you have to literally try and plan and prepare, especially if you have children. And there's some amount of anxiety and uncertainty, right? And for those of you who, like myself, where you've been praying and you've been asking your Heavenly Father, Yahweh, to just work some things out in your life, and you're not seeing it yet. It's not happening as speedily as you would like it to happen. I remember today I wrote down in my prayer journal 6 things. And when I started my day, the first one I got an answer, and Yahweh came through for me for that one. And tonight, as I closed off, and I said, Yahweh, I need a word from you. Like, I just need a word from you. And the word that he gave me is Luke chapter 18. And I want to read, I think it's about 3 key verses from it. Luke chapter 18, verse 1. It says, and it's about the persistent widow. Verse 1 says, then he spoke a parable to them that men always ought to pray and not lose heart. And I went digging for what pray means, right? I mean, I think we take it for granted every time we see pray, like it's just talking to God. And when I went and looked at pray, and if you don't have it, the Strong's definition, the Greek word is proseuklamahi, and I know I probably mispronounced it, but it means supplicate. So, I went digging a little bit more. And supplicate means ask, it means beg for something earnestly or humbly, and it means worship. And then I went to look at, what does earnestly mean? Earnestly means with a sincere and intense conviction. And then conviction, what does that mean? It means a firmly held belief or opinion. And so, what that's saying to us is that when we're praying, you're begging, we're literally begging. And I think sometimes we're too proud, and we think, you're just going and you're talking to God, like, and you can, but sometimes when you need some answer, you literally have beg God. Like, you're fully persuaded based on the word that he has said to you, and you have to speak those words over your life. Like, I remember listening to a session, and it says it's about what God has says. So if you're looking to buy a home now and you don't see the money, because he said, Yahweh word says that we are the lenders and not the borrowers. We're going to lend to many nations. So why is it then we're buying houses and we have to be in debt? Like, that's not what his word says. His word says in Jeremiah 29 verse 5 and Isaiah 65 verse 21 that you will build houses and live in them, and you will plant vineyards and eat its fruits. So if Yahweh says it, like, I'm going to build a house and I'm going to live in it, I'm going to have vineyards and I'm going to eat his fruit. He says in Isaiah chapter 18 verse 17 that he teaches us how to profit, and that if we keep his commandments, then his peace, and the word peace there, when you look at the original word, it means prosperity, it means health, will overflow like a river, and righteousness will go like streams of the sea. or like streams, our righteousness will flow like streams of the sea, or the streams of the seas, I believe. And that word righteousness there means prosperity as well. So, you know, I think a lot of persons are struggling, especially with work. I know I've had my share when some things just seem so overwhelming. I remember going on LinkedIn today and I saw a young lady post that she decided to leave her job that was serving her 5 courses of bad meal. Let's just put it somewhere like that, right? So if you're having to go to work and you feel a level of anxiety or you just feel fear, none of that is of Yahweh, because he said that he's not giving us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So I'm encouraging you tonight, and I'm in my car, so I'm going to turn on the light. I'm encouraging you tonight that if it is that you're going through a situation right now where you just don't know, and you've been praying and you've been asking Yahweh for a while now, him said don't be weary, don't lose heart, continue to humbly and earnestly continue to beg. Like seriously, in verse 5 it speaks about, and if you continue reading that passage of Luke chapter 18 where the woman kept going to a judge or a king, and she kept going to him every single time because she wanted the judge to avenge her. And eventually in verse 5 he says, this is a judge, he says, yet because this widow troubles me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. Right? So this is what Yahweh responds. He says, and in verse 7, and shall God not avenge his own elect, who cry out day and night to him, though he bears long with them? And the word bears long, it means to persevere patiently and bravely in enduring misfortunes and troubles. Now the reality is, I don't know anybody who have easy life, you know. Like if somebody have had an easy life, to Yahweh be praised, okay? But the reality is, Yahweh says he's going to avenge his own elect who cry out day and night. Can you imagine? Day and night. I know some of us, we get up early in the night, or early in the morning rather, and we're just crying out. And some of us late at night, we're crying out, right? And the word avenge, hey brads, the word avenge there means purpose, perform, to make things out of something. So it's about, tonight I'm just encouraging somebody, you know, you probably return to work and there's a level of anxiety, you're feeling overwhelmed, you've been praying for a house or something, whatever it is, and you haven't seen Yahweh worked it out. It's just taking too long. And the word he says this night, Luke chapter 18 verse 1, do not lose heart, and you ought to always continue to pray. And that prayer means literally beg, humbly, you know, just forget about self. And he says he will avenge his own elect. And the word elect, the reality is, unless God calls you, you're not going to go to him, because he's the one that calls us. So the elect is that person that he has picked out. So he has picked you out. He has picked out you, brads. He has picked out me, because I've decided to surrender my life and to be obedient to him. So I'm encouraging you to just persevere. God says that he's going to avenge his own elect. And avenge means he's going to perform what he says he's going to do. Right? He's going to do what he says. And verse 8, which is the last verse, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. And that's it for me right there. God is going to avenge me. He's going to perform what he says he's going to do, and he's going to do it speedily. And that speedily, the Greek word is takos, and it means quickly, it means prompt, it means in haste, it means shortly, in a brief space of time. So brethren, Yeah, brethren, I tell you, I'm still a church. If it is that you have a level of anxiety, a level of fear, whatever, it's not of Yahweh. He hasn't given us a spirit of fear. And he's saying, don't lose heart. Continue to pray. He is going to perform it speedily. And every time you see what you see around you doesn't look like how you want it to look, say his word. Don't say and speak what it is that you see. Say and speak what he has said to you. And he says that he's going to avenge you speedily. He's going to perform what he has said he's going to perform speedily. So if you're looking to buy a house, he says in Luke 20, in Isaiah 65 verse 21, that you will build houses and live in them. He says in Deuteronomy 26 verse 12 that you are not the lender, you are not the borrower. I've called you to lend to many nations. So I'm not a lender, I'm not a borrower, I'm a lender. And I'm helping as many persons as I can. And you're not a borrower, you're a lender. So speak Yahweh's word, hold fast every night, continue to pray, continue to beg earnestly. Do not lose heart. He is going to come through speedily. And when he does, please testify, share, so that somebody else may testify and be encouraged as well. So I think that's all I wanted to come on quickly and just share, because I know I myself went through a little bit of anxiety today and I needed a word. I needed Yahweh. I got it on Friday when I saw a note that all persons should come back to office. Like, I was like, oh my, I'm so used to just working from home. Don't want to sit in another 3 hours of traffic, having to sort out my children back to school. Like, it's just, I can imagine it's just chaotic and overwhelming for those persons that have kind of adjusted themselves. But he did speedily deliver. One of those I got was that I don't need to come in office because there's really not enough space, right? So Yahweh be praised, and just patient. Just continue to hold steadfast. Remember, the word is from Luke chapter 18 verse 1. Do not be weary in prayer and do not lose heart. He is going to speedily perform what he said he's going to perform in your life. All right. Share with a friend. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Andrea.JacksonRobinson. Every last Saturday, as I've been just searching and seeking Yahweh's face and just asking for the truth, because I can tell you I've had quite a few search in my life and a few different areas where I've met different people. But Yahweh is slowly just revealing his truth to myself. And if you're one of those persons who want to seek his truth and to understand, he said in Isaiah chapter 1 verse 18, or Isaiah chapter 18 verse 48, he said, come, let us reason together, say Jehovah. And that's what we do. So every last Saturday I go on live and I will reason together based on what Yahweh has revealed to me through his word. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, tell a friend. If you're encouraged by this word, share it with somebody else who you know needs to hear it. All right? All right, bless up yourself. Have a good evening and all the best for the rest of the week. Bye, guys.